In terms of team news, Jurgen, are there any fresh injury concerns at all going into this game?
Unfortunately, yes. Diogo, scored the goal, felt a little bit, and now we found out it's a little bit more, so he will be out for 2 weeks. No. Besides that, no.
Okay. And when you look at where we are now, 5 games to go in the season, the number of changes at times that have been forced with injuries and international call-ups and so forth, and yet here you are, trophy in the cabinet and very much in the thick of the title race. How proud are you of this squad, and how does it relate to your managerial career and similar situations, if you've even experienced them over the course of a season?
I don't feel a second pride or something like that. I didn't think about it that way. And obviously the world is not like this. You cannot be. I would love to have to go back to whoever to which point ever and think, well, where will we end up? What will exactly happen? Because how can you know? We are Liverpool. We are always ambitious. That's clear. We knew the last season was not great, so we had big ideas. Was for the club super important that we go back in qualifying for Champions League. It's the most important thing for the club. Definitely, we all know that. And so that was clear. We have to go for that and try to do that. It looks good. It's not set yet, but it looks good in that department. But yeah, that's all. We are now here where we are, and we want to win all the games. So that's all. But that can tell you that was the first match day the same. You don't. It's not that you think that far and think, okay, with 38 matches, try to win them all. But you try to win them all. It just doesn't happen. You have to deal with all the little setbacks, if it's injuries, if it's results, stuff like this. You have to. And it was, I wouldn't say it's straightforward, but to a specific, I think until 2 weeks ago, everything was probably better than anybody would have expected. And then you have this week where the performances were not as bad as the results felt afterwards. We had before that, a little bit before that, we had one of the best games we played against United, but we lost it in the FA Cup, which is really strange, but it was. We never dominated United as we did there, and didn't win it. And that's where things are a little bit started, and why we don't score enough, stuff like this. If you look at our numbers, yes, there are 2 teams who scored more goals than us, but it's not like they scored 50 goals more than us. So it's actually everything all right. It's always about how you can get the right feeling again for the situation and for the next game and these kind of things. And we usually do that. So I'm really happy now with the response. And then it's always like that. Then you win at Atalanta. Yes, it was not enough to go through, but we still won there. But it feels like that doesn't count. You won a football game, you work now 100 minutes, your socks off, you won it, and it's like, yeah. But then you win 3-1 at Fulham, and I heard people saying, it was not really good or whatever, just Fulham was not good. I thought, my God, I wish you would play again a Premier League game or just feel the intensity of these kind of challenges, all these kind of things. So I'm very positive. I'm really, and not in a strange way, where I want to see things brighter than they are. But I know this is the last part of the season. It's not about playing the freshest football of the whole year. That would be strange if that works out with the schedule all the teams had. But you have to win games, and I think we know how to do that, but for that you have to overcome each opponent in a specific way, and now we have today to make sure that everybody understands the way we want to try tomorrow.
Thank you.
Hi again. You talk about the Fulham game. You scored 2 goals from open play in that game. You hadn't done that for 4 games. So how good is that for confidence as well going forward in these last few games?
And the most beautiful goal was anyway the set piece. So we took that as well. No, it's good, but again, Diogo's shot. The goalie has a hand on the ball, but cannot save it in the end, right? I think that's now clear. That's 5 centimeter? On the other direction, and the goalie saves it, the other direction, and it's far post. So that's how football is. So you cannot change everything because of inches on the foot and stuff like that. You have to create, and we created a lot before. Yes, it feels great if we score from open play. But actually, in the end, it's really just important that you score. And that you play good. That's the idea, that you play as good as you can, that you create as much as you can, and that you come as often as somehow possible in the positions to finish situations off. Sometimes you have to force that, sometimes you have to calm down to do that, and all these kind of things. That's all how it is. But in the end, just important that you find the back of the net. We all know that. And again, the last 2 games we won out 4-1. Got 6 points, only 3 in the league. And in the UEFA Cup, it doesn't count. So if somebody want to see it like that, then we're in a good moment now. And we hope we can continue.